Hello, welcome to nothing. Dead air for just a little bit. Just gonna get everything set up. I'm like kind of hungry, but not really. Game dev, then what are we doing? Let's do some YouTube watching. Game dev, or what is it? Software? Trick or treat stream. And you'll unlock a Halloween emote. I'm alright, man. Here's your 3-minute ad. Enjoy it. What? The fuck? That was weird. Alright, we'll worry about that in a minute. Isn't there a way to, Isn't there a way to look up old 4chan threads? Because someone linked me one. I'm like, why'd you link me this? It's probably just some people being like RevScarecrow loser or something, or maybe it's just porn. Who knows? I mean, maybe they just wanted to send me some porn. I don't know what's on 4chan. That is a wild thing to send to someone. I need to get Blue Sky up. Did I tweet out? God, I am all over the place. But I did not tweet out game dev because I don't have a good GIF yet. That's a good one, sure. Who is this? Obsessed with Dragon Ball Z and AI, professional shit poster. Okay, well, then your opinion probably didn't matter. We got an ad for another 1 minute and 20 seconds of that, so that will allow me some time to log in. Sign in. RevScarecrow, and I don't remember what my password is. I bet you it's something like that. Apparently it's not. Anyway, how's y'all's day so far? I'm just waking up slowly. I was gonna go get a burger or whatever, but I'm just like, man, I don't know if I want a burger to... that's so weird, but there's just, I don't know. There's not really a good burger place right here, you know? And so it's just like, do I really want to... Chai is apparently now obsessed with Between the Lions. Well, okay. Okay. I remember that show. I don't remember needing to be obsessed with it. Oh, I should probably add the Discords. Well, it's just there aren't good burger places here. Stream. Yeah, I forgot to add everyone yet. Everyone... Stream. We can actually get into it now that the 3 minutes of ads are gone. I mean, I hate that, but it means also that people can actually, like, new notification sound is back. Oh god, I'm sorry. Oh, on Discord. Ugh. I have notification sounds off live. Yeah, so I was working on this prior to stream. This is the kind of shit that I feel like I can work on, like, when I'm, like, a little bit, like, messed up. It's good for that. Let me show you what I did to the game while you guys were not around. I did a little bit of work on some stuff. I'm still working on the goop. I think for the goop to look good, I think I probably need to like draw a goop particle that can be moving around at the same thing. But check out the water. What do you guys think of that water effect? Couple little things that I decided to do to make it look a little bit better. So I repainted the tree line. Like I added more to the trees above and to the side. You can see it right here. Because like the top of the tree is not like, you can't actually see it, right? But like the character would be able to, and so there would be like a reflection from that, right? So I just drew a little bit of that, flipped the whole thing upside down, removed the ground layer, put the sky layer that's up here down here, so that way now it's mirrored to the way it should be up. I've got the stuff warbling with the waves, but one thing that I was noticing was really a big issue with the waves was that they didn't look like they were getting smaller. They just kind of were infinitely large and didn't ever shrink. And to get around that, what I did was I actually have a second version of the same waves, but it's like 40% the size, and it's offset, skewed to the side some, so that way it lines up with where the bigger waves are. So there should be like a mimicry of the large wave that eventually fades out and into a smaller version of itself. And that way it looks like there's water going there. There's a couple things that I want to fix, namely right here, this black line there and this straight line there, but those are pretty easy to fix. If you're wondering what I did to fix the hand and the card situation, I didn't, because I was kind of depressed last night, so I had one too many gummies, and then all I could do was make that shader. Great work for when you're fucked up. Messing with shaders are great when you have like next to no blood cell, like brain cells running. Is that a fucking condom? Oh, it's a ravioli. Okay. Sorry. There's like, you know, they have like a little like, I fucking hate this search bar. I want it to go away. Shaders are fun. Ravioli condom. You know I always keep one on me, just in case you pull out a ravioli. You can make it go away, sire? Rattler, how do I do that? Because that would be like the best computer advice you've ever given me, because I fucking hate Cortana. I hate the stupid search bar. I hate it popping up with like, oh, you want to search something? And I'm like, yeah, I would love to search fucking, I don't know, car. Like, because I've got a car picture on my computer or whatever. But no. Do you want to search the web for car? No. Fuck you. I don't. Right-click the taskbar. Taskbar settings. It's probably in here. Replace command prompt with Windows PowerShell in menu when I right-click start with... Okay. Should be in here somewhere. You never deleted... I believe I deleted Cortana, but I just hate that it exists. Show... Cortana button, news, search, hidden. There it is. Ah, that's a lot better. I don't want to mess with a registry file while I'm streaming. I am stupid and could fuck something up. I did not get a reset code. Oh, it was not an email, or it wasn't a phone call. It was supposed to be an email. Yeah. Ra-da-da-da-da-da-da. Blue Sky, please let me log in so I can just have you as a thing. I don't have to, like, do weird shit to log into. Okay, and another copyright claim on an old video. That's good. That makes me feel great. I'm just gonna tweet out on my phone because Blue Sky is taking too long to set up here. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I was able to do. Last time we were looking at how to I'm streaming. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that in. Streaming. Twitch.tv/ you know what comes next, right? RevScarecrow. There you go. Skeet it out. Was Cortana ever in Arabic? I hope for the Arabic speaking world that it wasn't. Like, you just don't even have to deal with this thing because it doesn't even know, like, whatever language that it needs to know. Just, I hope so much of the world was treated that way. Okay, so we got, if card is highlighted, okay, so we had, like, let's try running the code because I kind of forgot where we were at with it. I believe it crashes when you left click, right? Or did we get past the crashing issue? Yeah, we got past the crashing issue, but it doesn't like hook to your hand in any way, shape, or form. Are we doing a new media share thread? No, I want to actually get through a big chunk of ones. So we might actually have to do a couple of YouTube days because Shadow Wolf correctly noticed that there are a lot of Halloween things on there, and they bumped all the Halloween shit to the top. And I can't wait for you to install Linux one day. I don't think I'll ever install Linux. Linux for me just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I need shit to work, and I need it to work immediately, and not until I figure out how to do something with a computer, because sometimes I just don't do shit because I don't know how to do it with a computer. That is not okay if that's everything. Like, how do I play video games? You should also have a limit on the length. It's mainly I just want every game to natively run on my operating system. I don't want to have to run an emulator of, or have like a second box. I used to do that with like, whatchamacallit. I don't know. I might actually end up having to switch to Linux here soon, depending on like what the future stuff with Windows ends up being. If they start getting real stupid with it, with like, oh, you only have the right to Arial if you pay us a $5 subscription fee or some shit, then like, nah, I'm bouncing. But I use Windows because a majority of the world uses Windows, and it allows me to interact with other Windows computers, which is convenient for my needs. So yeah, pretty much everything I play either, yeah. I can't believe you actually, in less than 5 minutes, sold me on the idea of installing Linux. It's like, really, it's just like, do you really want to install the next version of Windows? Linux Mint. I'm not doing it anytime soon. I basically just don't want to bother with that shit unless if I have to, but I think that that's where I'm going after this version of Windows is like no longer compatible with shit. Because then, like, what's the difference between it and Linux? Yeah, Windows 11 is already here, but you don't have to have Windows 11 in order to like run games, run programs, right? Like, I don't want to give Microsoft more money for a thing that already works. But at some point, support for Windows 10 is going to drop entirely, and then it'll be dangerous to continue using this. And at that point, then it's like, I haven't met anything that requires 11. Yeah, exactly. All right, so anyway, back to this. Yeah, 11 blows chunks, and that's the thing. I don't want to touch it. So it's like, once I'm forced to, I'll look into this issue again. But in the meantime, can we look at this code that I got? We need to figure out how to get floating cards to work. Card... What the fuck is that? This is some random video that was recommended to me. It's from someone named D'Angelo. I'm gonna put it up in the sidebar. This is quite possibly the dumbest shit.
If I had to sum up today's entire video in a single word, it would be disingenuous. We've all seen companies and organizations pretend to care about very serious issues so they can distract you from the fact that they're doing a bunch of shady stuff. Why read this article about our CEO flying hundreds of miles on a private jet when you can just read this PR statement we put out about sustainability and how we care about it so much? So
the audio is kind of low.
Share of situations like that.
Like, what I'm saying is dumb is not this man. This person seems to be correctly... if criticizing AI is racism, that's some dumbass shit.
Surprised me at this point until I saw the organizers of the internet's biggest writing event put out a statement saying,
I think that if... Okay, so for anyone who's upset about the NaNoWriMo shit, don't call it NaNoWriMo and just bring it down. My voice is peaking. All right, I'll bring it down just a bit. It's because I was in the redlining. This just got randomly recommended to me, and
sure, our whole shtick for the last 20 or 30 years has been promoting writers, but this year we're also going to be supporting AI users in a writing challenge. And if you disagree with someone ChatGPTing their way to a novel, then it's actually because you're ableist, classist, and possibly even racist. So there's obviously a lot to unpack there, but before we get into this new form of bigotry called criticizing AI on the internet, welcome. My name is D'Angelo.
This black man is about to be the most racist black man they've ever seen. He's gonna criticize AI, guys.
And I am your professor of fiber optical illusions, which is a very real degree that I definitely do have. Or maybe this is just me broadcasting myself talking in my room like YouTube used to be. And in today's lecture, we're going to cover what is undoubtedly the dumbest statement I have ever seen anybody put out in regards to AI. And as you can imagine, this did not go over well with writers who, as it turns out,
he's a good looking guy, Twingmaster, you're right. What are we watching? Some random video while I try and figure out how to do card drag and drop
just you wait.
in Godot.
Frustration towards NaNoWriMo have been bubbling under the surface for a while now, but it's finally come to a head. And the backlash is so intense that NaNoWriMo quite literally fell apart, losing sponsors and board members overnight. So how the heck did we get here? I'm going to break it all down. The challenge that NaNoWriMo offers is pretty straightforward, hence its broad appeal. Can you write a 50,000 word novel manuscript in just 30 days? This challenge has happened every November.
Tay Sunday went kind of crypto brains? What the fuck, my dude? He looks like a young MJ. He does. That can't be real. All right, well, we'll watch that video in a minute, but that's not actually, like, that just popped up as a thing that I need to, it's like, hey, you might like this. And I'm like, you're right. That does sound like it'll piss me off. Thank you, YouTube, for correctly identifying the things that'll piss me off.
Welcome back to another tutorial. Today we will dive into creating a simple drag down system in Godot, similar to what you would find in an inventory system. This system will allow objects to snap into designated areas when dragged and return to their original position if dropped outside. And you know the best part? You can customize it in any way you like.
The chocolate rain guy.
Without wasting any more time, let's get started. First, create an empty scene. Add a static body 2D as a root node. along with collision shape 2D and a color rect as a children. Then set the color rect size to 128 by 128
Whatever.
and its position to -64 in X and Y. These components create the designated spot for our object to snap into. And we are using static body 2D for this demo. You can choose other body type as well, like rigid body or character body, but it is important to use any physics body. Otherwise, the draggable object will not be able to detect it. Also, make sure to assign the droppable group to this scene. Now, we only want this to be visible when we start dragging. And to control that, we will use a global script, also known as autoload, to track whether we are currently dragging something or not. So in this script, we will define an is.
There will never be tutorials better at telling you exactly what you need to do than an indie guy either on a pre-Xbox era mic or just typing it out on Notepad. And you can hear him breathing into his mic, so like he has a mic, but he's just not using it for some reason. Those are the wildest ones. Or it'll just have like Linkin Park for no reason or some shit.
Dragging variable to track the drag state. Now let's create a script for our droppable area. In the ready function, we set a visual effect, making the area semi-transparent when an object is not inside it. And the process function ensures the area is only visible when we are dragging something. So,
that is an aesthetic thing that I was kind of noticing that I hated. So the ability slot and then the value slot are both like, first off, I probably want to replace the words value and ability with symbols, because value and ability aren't really what that means, but I don't really know how to explain what those are. Like, value is just play Go Fish normally. Ability is use the special effect that the card has. I have no idea. The 10th most recent tweet on Tay Zunday's Twitter is a retweet about a musical NFT. I think that there are probably a lot of like early internet people who are probably getting into NFTs and stuff because, like, I don't know, you can make some money that way. Iconography is probably a lot easier to understand and memorize. Yeah, the abilities that the things have, like draw 2 cards or protect yourself from being, like, your cards from being taken, all these random things that'll eventually exist in this game. NFTs still exist in 2024? Yeah. Bait or hooks, that kind of thing. Like, maybe just a hook for value. But anyway, one thing that I was noticing is that this looks like ass to have this giant gray square here. But maybe you look at the way that these go away.
Transparent when an object is not inside it, and the process function ensures the area is only visible when we are dragging something.
Like, we can have those symbols stay there, and then the little boxes can highlight when that's going. Now, that being said, in order for that to be a thing, we would need to have, I mean, that's pretty easy, and that would be a way for us to check and see whether or not the dragging mechanic is even working right now. So, let's copy that code because I think it's good, actually. It's a cool thing, even though it's not actually required for dragging. I'm just gonna put this over here and just copy. So function on ready. Do we have a ready? No. Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to say, like, did the Numa Numa guy do a similar thing? And he's gonna make it like purple. I don't want it to be what? Oh, what the fuck? Gray. Wait. What the fuck is? That's so weird. Gray? How about, yeah, I guess I like the slate gray. What? I could just type in slate gray? That's weird. 0. Okay, so then this is the alpha. All right, so 0.7, maybe like 0.3 alpha. So it's like 30% visible. All right, and then funk. Process delta. These are the drag and drop zones for these two card placements. And we just need either we can use the same code for both and just go, which spot are you? Or we just copy the code up till a point and then it just goes, actually, this one is this one and that one is that one. I'm not sure which I need to do yet, just because I don't really understand how these drop zones are going to work. But I think I need to have them as separate things. But let's just get them so that way they do anything first. Now, they decided to put it in a thingamajig. I mean, this is a fairly simple. If visible, while dragging, make it visible. While it's not dragging, don't. It's not exactly rocket science, but good. Okay. So if global is dragging, identifier global is not. Oh, okay. So we don't have a dragging thing. Is dragging as a thing that he comes up with at some point? Creating a droppable area. They have something in global that's called like is dragging. So let's see where they're at on that.
First, create an empty scene. Add a static body 2D as a root node, along with collision shape 2D and a color rect as a children. Then set the color rect size to 128 by 128 and its position to -64 in X and Y. These components create the designated spot for our object to snap into. And we are using static body 2D for this demo. You can choose other body type as well, like rigid body or character body, but it is important to use any physics body. Otherwise, the draggable object will not be able to detect it. Also, make sure to
I want to
assign
see
the
what is
droppable
dragging
group
is
to the
supposed to
scene.
do.
Now, we only want this to be visible when we start dragging.
Wait. What the fuck is this group? Wait. What? Nodes can be set to groups. How do I do that? Where is that shit? In the he just has that over here. Node group. And then what'd you do from there? Manage groups. I guess we'll just make one that's called droppable. Or drop zone. I mean, droppable is, let's just keep it with what he's got, because then I'll know when things go wrong what happened. All right, group name is valid, and then is it global? If you want to delete something by group, I don't really understand what it's gonna do. Drop description, can't do one. Okay.
And to control that, we will use a global script, also known as autoload, to track whether we are currently dragging something or not. So in this script, we will define an isDragging variable to track the drag state. Now let's create a
Oh, okay, that's all it is. Okay, that's easy. I can just add that. I don't think that it needs to be in a group. Drop. Oh, maybe it does need to be. Okay, hold on. Convert to global group. All right, and now we can find it. There it is. All right, cool. Save all scenes. And in the global script, we need to add a variable var is underscore draggable equals false. Was it is dragging or is draggable? Is dragging. Is false. Okay. Why would that need to be an autoload? I guess so that way you know when stuff's dragging all of the time. I don't know if you really need to have it here either, but I'm gonna keep it easy on myself and not rock the boat on that one. Global is dragging equals false. Yeah, all right, so save all scenes. And then we look at this one and you're not gonna have any more fucking issues, right? What? Identifier global, not identified in current scope. Why do I need to tell you where the global is? Did I spell it wrong? Global not identified in current scope. What? What the fuck? Groups are handy for cleanup and shit. I use the Unity equivalent to cull player projectiles so they don't stay on scene. Ah, I see. I don't think I really need that here, but he might be cooking. I'm gonna go into global and remove this because that could be some words that I want to use at some point, and maybe. Okay, so right now nothing can be dragged because nothing has the ability to be dragged. Not sure on that one, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Let's see if we should be still having the same problems. Interestingly, the code to hide the things seems to be working, but because we can't drag, okay. So continue on with your funny words, wizard man.
script for our droppable area. In the ready function, we set a visual effect, making the area semi-transparent when an object is not inside it. And the process function ensures the area is only visible when we are dragging something. So moving on, we will now create an object that we can drag.
Good.
We will use Node2D as a root, which contains a sprite, an area 2D, and a collision shape. The area 2D will help us to detect when the mouse interacts with the object and when we entered any droppable area. So that's why
Okay, so let's make sure we have an area 2D then. On the card UI, we don't. Add child node. Area 2D. And what do you do? And why are you upset? What are you upset about? This node has no shape, so it can't collide or interact with other objects. Yeah? Consider adding collision shape or collision polygon as a child to define its shape. Okay, so which one did he end up doing? He ended up doing collision shape. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Add child node, collision shape 2D, and then we can just make it the size of the card here. Let's see, transform, visibility, process, order, texture, transform. Sometimes this is selectable text, sometimes you can drag it. Okay. Area 2D. Collision shape. Oh, I actually have to pick a collision shape. Helps if you actually read the fucking instructions. All right, well, that's pretty close to the corners. Good enough for a hitbox. Oh. I kind of don't like that one bit. That it's like not all the way down there. Is this like super anal? Of course it is. It's me. I love being anal about shit. Take that out of context. I don't give a shit. All right. So we've got a collision box on it, area 2D, and we got a container as well as some other bullshit and an animation that you don't care about, but I care about, and we do want to probably update the size of the animation, because the animation needs to be a little bit fancier. What are my plans? My plans right now are basically just to fix this dragging code, because once that stuff can be dragged and dropped into those areas, that is gameplay.
We will attach both mouse entered and body entered signal to our script. In our
Okay, mouse entered and body entered into our script. Mouse entered and... Okay, so we already have those scripts set up. That's great. That's good. That's good. We're going to use them for something else, but...
draggable object script, we will handle everything related to moving and interacting with our objects. We'll start by defining several variables.
Okay, cool. So, up to the top, var draggable equals false. I don't know when that would ever be the case for me, but is inside drop able false var body underscore ref. No idea what that could possibly do.
First one is draggable, to keep track of whether the object can be dragged. This ensures we don't move it when the player is dragging somewhere else. Then we have is inside droppable, which will help us to know if the object is currently inside the droppable area. This body reference variable is to hold a reference of the droppable area when the object enters it. Now, first thing first, as soon as our mouse enters inside our object, we will make sure if we are not dragging anything else, then we set the draggable to true, and also for some feedback effect, I am scaling the sprite just a little bit. Similarly, when our mouse leaves the object, we will reset the draggable to false and bring scaling back to normal. And now it's looking pretty good. After that, we will work on the body entered function.
Oh, interesting. He decided to do the scale change thing with the object itself rather than having the animation play. I kind of like the way that ours looks right now, where it moves up. But okay. I mean, there's a lot of material the Clippers have to work with. When we're like, I am so fucking glad that we've changed the phrasing of master and slave to parent and child. Because, like, haha, killing children is funny and kind of vibes, but, like, that sentence becomes so much fucking worse. That sentence becomes so much worse. Not that killing children is good, but being like, yeah, I need to just round up and kill them. Not a great look, and really glad that before I really got into programming that changed that. All right, so on area 2D mouse entered, on mouse entered. Okay, so whatever. This does work. Okay, so if not game dot is dragging colon dragable. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. You'd want to have a time where you could say you can't drag anything, and it's when you're already dragging something. Okay, and we don't need this scale thing, because that just, you know, you move your mouse. And then mouse exited. The same thing, but change this to false. Oh, yeah, you do need to spell false correctly. I was like, what's wrong with it? How do I find its parent so I can kill its children? Yeah, very different when you have to replace parent with master and children with slave. Wait, on area 2D mouse entered an egg. Oh. What the fuck is that? Interesting sentence to join to. I know, right? It's fucking awful. Git never used it in branches. Just okay. Well, it's a little bit. So what did master have to be over? In the real world, children do not die when you kill the parent. Generally speaking, yeah, that's true. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. Give me just a minute. I'm not even gonna run an ad because, like, I already ran the required amount so far. Top off my water and my coffee, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I once saw a tweet of someone talking about their platonic boyfriend and their non-platonic rival. Yeah, I was gonna say, this is some Homestuck ass shit. I got myself a little bit of a snack lit, so that way I can, yeah. Oh. Yeah, that kind of master's not bad. What is body? Oh, this is the body.
Which will be triggered when any draggable effect. I'm scaling the sprite just a little bit. Similarly, when our mouse leaves the object, we will reset the draggable to false and bring scaling back to normal. And now it's looking pretty good. After that, we will work on the body insert function, which will be triggered when any droppable area enters the object. So
Oh. God, how'd you do that? GD script looks so friendly. Thanks, Perflaxel. It is, yeah. Who remembers the Portland polycule story from Tumblr? Oh my god, dude, there were so many weird fucking, like, the one I always think of is the fucking Final Fantasy house from Fred. I messaged Fred, being like, hey, you want to play some Deadlock or something? Because I'm just like, man, I just need I need company, you know? Because last week was really good. And I think it's because I hung out with friends. Now, the thing the other day was kind of boring. Fred is moving. Oh, well, then that's a pretty good reason for him to not be doing shit. Never mind. All right, so on area 2D body entered. So that's a signal. How do I make a signal as specific as that? Also, I moved everything over here. Okay, so it's on area 2D body entered. Bother Limes for Deadlock. Limes has correctly pointed out that current Deadlock has a lot when I play with a 7, I assume he's going to call me a slur at some point. Same with Shiv. Shiv is gonna run up to me, die, and then call me a slur and leave. It's gotten a little too gamer. Not all Shivs. I know. It's definitely me like oversimplifying a thing that is not that simple, but there are now typical specific character players. Yeah. I mean, that's what I said is like, why don't we just have like a full team and then just like don't talk to the other team or just mute them? Because I would like to get like some ranks, but yeah, no, I said like, what if we did a full group and then she didn't respond? But I don't blame her for that. On area 2, can I just type it? Will that be fine? That seems like I'm building a signal, but on, like, maybe it'll just let me come up with one like this. Area, I'm pretty sure it won't. That is not how you do it. It should be uppercase 2D or uppercase D, right? Entered. And then body is static body 2D. No, it's collision area. No, the other one is an area. It's a control node. What are you called? You might need to be changed to an area 2D. Change type. Because it doesn't need to be a control. Audio listener, animated sprite. Hey, Plum Blossom, how you doing? I mean, like, I'm a guy and I have a guy voice. I sound like a man. I don't sound like a child or a girl or someone who's transitioning, so I can be on mic and it not be a big deal, but I get it. I get it for sure. If it hits a control, when I got one of my dude friends to cover for me, I was gold. Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know what you are. I think you're your control. Change type. Yeah, it's just a control. And then do you need like a colon or some shit? Probably. Here, have a pass just so you shut up. Hey! Okay. Do you know what those words mean though? Who knows? I guess we'll just copy over some shit. I don't say anything, that's why the ping tool exists. I really, okay, say what you want about Apex, I really like their ping system. Because each of the voice lines is translated to an equivalent in whatever language. So if you're playing with some Japanese people, you can use the ping system and their character, like your character, instead of saying like, they're over there, it's like, Anata wa doko desu? Those, you are somewhere? I think? Which is not what I just said, but okay. It helps. It helps a lot when the pings are, you know, translated as well. I like that. Because then I have a mic that's actually still useful for me. Dub voiceovers with ping are great because people don't read the chat. They don't have time. They're getting shot at. I want to hear like, enemy over there. That's like one of the best things about Apex. All right, so if body dot is underscore in group. Oh, nice. This is a way to differentiate it. This is why we put them in groups. I was like, there's gotta be a coding reason. And so you can actually have a group like droppable set up. Now that is the name of our group, right? Yeah. Okay, cool, cool. Nice, nice. I like that. Yeah, well, currently my biggest issue in Deadlock is teammates that say they're going to, like, hey, I'm heading over to blue right now. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. And then they don't go there. And it's just like, what happened there? Oh, I got busy. Well, why didn't you let anyone know that was happening? Body modulate equals color parentheses, and then I need to go get that color from this, but we want it to be like a visible slate gray. Ooh. I like the way they changed the urn up. So the urn is like free extra souls that gains in value over time. It'll start off at like 2,000 souls, which is experience. You get 2,000 experience for turning this thing to where it needs to go. But it slowly counts up over time until it's worth a whole bunch of souls. And all you got to do to get them is just run it from one side of the level to the other through every single lane. But a recent change they did was if you are winning, the area you need to get to is like further into enemy territory. Because there was a thing where they would just hold you in your base where you couldn't get out, and then they would just run urn repetitively, and you would have no way of leaving base to stop that person, so the team was just getting fed, and there's nothing you could do. Now it's basically like gets to the point where it's in your base. It's such a good change. Such a good change. All right, and then I need one of these that is a control, or another version of these that is exited. If not global dot, no, it's game for me. Game is underscore dragging. Draggable equals false. That's good. That's good. I like that. Equals, not minus. And then it changes the scale of the... Oh, this isn't the right code for this bit. Okay, what?
After confirming the entered body is a droppable area, we set the is droppable to true. Then we change the color of that body to Rebecca purple with opacity 1. And finally, we will store this body in a body reference variable that we created. Similarly, when the body has exited, we will reset the...
Right, okay, yeah. You should change the color back to basically being invisible after. Is inside droppable if body is there's something that's always been bugging me. Years ago, I've got a gift sub and I joined your Discord and I'm still in there. It's not an error, right? So, like, yeah, but it's kind of like a known issue that I wasn't like super like into fixing. I'll be real. I kind of don't like the idea of a gated community, but for moderation's sake and for safety's sake and to actually give additional value, I don't want to like kick people from it. The solution that we've been working on is just you would have to manually refresh. Yeah, I just kind of don't want to do that, you know? Scam. But I was thinking about opening up an area of the, I don't know why I'm spelling false like that today. Luckily, I can't unsub from myself. Oh, that's not it. I missed a group on, yeah. So I'm going to try and get it so that way everyone is always accessible to the Discord, but it's like a small area. And then I kind of don't really care if people get kicked out of the paid area, because it's just like, well, there's other spot for you. And that's nice. We have too many parentheses here. Okay, cool. So that sets it back to normal. Is there a way you can make it so subs can access certain channels in the server? Yeah. That is something that I want to do, but I don't know how to do that. And I need to like sit down with Luigi Guy at some point and finish some of the stuff, setting it up. Cause like I can make an area of the sub Discord that is a role that doesn't have access to everywhere, but like I'm a little worried about like doing it where you can see. Yeah, maybe I just need to talk to Mike about it or something. But that's the way that Mike has his thing set up, I think makes the most sense. It would also allow me to have like an area that's similar to a Boru and have a spot where we can submit links that's curated to some degree. And then we can ban people who are spamming it with porn or whatever jazz that they probably will.
Is droppable to false and reset the color to medium purple again with opacity 0.7. So with these two functions, our droppable area changes color when we are inside it. And with that done, the only thing left is to write the process function to handle the drag. So inside it, we first check.
Okay, so the process function for the drag, if draggable,
check if draggable is true because we don't want to do unnecessary calculation. After that, we look for when user has pressed the left mouse button.
Okay. If yeah, I think there's a way to limit who can line 36 is in group. 36 is in group. Thank you. You were trying to say that earlier and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so I ignored it, but that was the wrong thing to do because I fucked up. Is action pressed, quote, click. Click? basically, I don't want to pull a trigger on getting everything set up for the server until I know it's going to be safe for the subs. But it is something that I'm thinking about doing. Well, we are going to do. I asked the subs if they were cool with that, and they said, yeah, basically. But they want to have like an area where it's like walled off, and I think that's fine because like that's how I would want it. That allows me to still continue to give value to the people who are subs and stuff. And then if they get removed because of a server refresh or, you know, something happens or whatever, it's like, okay, that's fine. You're not a sub anymore, but you still have access to the Discord. Do you have an action set up that responds to click? I currently don't. I feel like it should be left click or something, like not click. But it doesn't, there's no way it knows what click is. That just cannot be true. I don't believe that it knows what click is. Input event mouse button. Yeah, I'm taking this. Your weird shit. Okay. And then okay, so we just have this here. This is a UI input event. Oh, okay. So we could just use on GUI input event. What's going on here? Did you see the Valve finally fixed Blue Scout's pants texture after 17 years? What the fuck? It's a void. Expected identifier specifier is. Oh, it's probably supposed to be equals instead of. Assignment not allowed outside of expression. But this is. What is this for? GUI input is an automatic function that calls on okay. Input. I mean, maybe we just take this shit and put it here. There we go. Okay, so when you left click, you do these things. When you right click, you do these things. So what are you left clicking about? Global position equals get underscore global underscore mouse position. Else if the left click go down, the event in your process declaration is not really an event. But oh yeah, I probably don't need the event in the process. This needs to be delta. Ah, I see. Left click, mouse left down. Is that the formatting for this? And event is pressed. I don't think we need this bit. Error, cannot find member left down, and yeah, okay. That makes sense. Okay. All right, if input is underscore action pressed, mouse left down, can I say this? Well, you know what these words mean? Expect a colon afterwards. We don't really need this. Okay. We'll change this to click. All right, so because that's not going to work. So we need to do this in project settings. Input map. Left. Click. Add. Mouse button, left mouse button. Okay. So, click is left click. It's probably something along these lines that we can just... I think is not, right? else if action just released. And it's not just pressed, it's action is pressed. And again, we don't need this. So I think that means that this entire function here doesn't need to exist, because that's just like, can you click? That's causing some weird shit to go on. We dev in for, we're gonna dev for like 2 hours today. We've got a bunch of stuff that we need to work on. Expected statement found indent instead. What? Don't you worry your little head about that shit. Expected statement. Okay. Oh, it's all this shit. Oh, okay. And then we can probably get rid of this and this. Expected indentation block. All right. And then this is just that. Read what RateLord just said. That function was doing all the... So anyway, after undoing all that shit, we go here and we put in a pass just to make it shut up, because it freaks me out when the program is screaming the whole time. Just like, calm your tits. It might be a thing where we need to move some of this drag stuff over to the card UI itself rather than this container. Is that... Yeah, that's actually real. Hold on one sec. Yeah, no worries, Railer. Take care of yourself. You are a legend, and I thank you for the work that you do. Card highlighted, not in the thing, so that's going to be a piece of script here that we need to cut. And then we put in this one. I'll have to find a new normie name that doesn't make people laugh or ban me. You know, it's probably worth it to get banned. Like, any community that's like, I don't want someone named Twinkmaster here. Maybe, I mean, you're putting your experience on your chest, and everyone has to deal with the fact that you're a Twinkmaster as soon as they see you. Are they going to be cool about it? Yes or no? And if not, then they kick you and you find out. Saves you some time. Is dragging equals False. Spell it right this time. Var tween. Okay, equals get underscore tree parentheses dot create tween if is inside underscore is underscore inside droppable Blunt Master 420. That's a different experience of a name. Okay. Hey, New Jersey, you're on the air.
James from Wellbeing Journey, contacting you with an urgent update. You may qualify for a $6,400 health subsidy to cover...
Just don't don't want to deal with that shit today. I was gonna fuck with them, but like, it's just a bot. We're gonna have to get through the bot first. It's been an urgent update. I was gonna go vote today, do some early voting, but I wanted to double check the candidates that we've got here, because like I was like, well, whoever we've got right now sucks. And I'm like, wait a minute, I actually don't know that. Like, that's like a default setting I've got from living in Texas. And to be clear, that is usually right. But I need to check over them. There's a couple of like, so the positions are pretty straightforward this time. One's about changing the flag back to the old school flag. You're gonna go see Beyonce today? I don't have that kind of money, and I didn't know she was here, and also I don't watch or listen to Beyonce, but nothing against Beyonce, please don't kill me. Holy shit. Her fans have gotten less rabid, but they are still like pretty rabid. What is this bit for? This is the ease at which it does. Her fans have gotten less rabid because the music became not as good as before. Did they all just move on to like Taylor Swift to be weird about that? A lot of this stuff is fine. I just needed to go over like the candidates. Only one of our senators is up for thing, and he doesn't seem like the worst dude. Link permissions, yes. Permit Twink Master 69. Okay, cool. There you are. Right. Tween ease out. I see. This is useful. What is this? I see. Non-presidential races that will impact shit. Are any of them in Maine? That is a good video. We should probably watch it later. Thank you, Twink Master. I don't always agree with that guy, but I think that, like, at least, like, hey, here are some that I think are important. It's probably not the worst of information. Where did that one... Okay, first off, where did chat go? There's chat. How do people... could people just write in for... I mean, you can, but she's not gonna win if you write in someone who isn't even trying to win. Generally speaking, it's a bad gambit to vote for someone who is not even trying to win. They have no confidence in themselves to run. Why should they have, why should you have confidence that they will want to? So some more news is like if Mike did politics or reported on social issues because they talk about dicks and make gay jokes. Yeah, no, the voting actually, we're in early voting right now. And like, if you don't like either presidential people, just go vote anyway. You probably have some local shit going on. Like I said, like we're voting on whether or not we're keeping the current flag or the old school flag. And no one uses the current flag because the current main flag sucks dick. This flag sucks. Look at that. No one likes this flag. So they're like, hey, do you want this flag or do you want to go back to the one that everyone actually uses? Like, literally, if you go here, you can find some random fucking thing. Yeah, I mean, this is someone trying to bring back the old design. I do like the old design more because I think a child could draw that, and I think that's some good vexology. Is when a child can actually draw your shit too. You need to put Stephen King on your... Giving up on voting is giving up on democracy. It's saying, I don't care what happens. We have a very bad system, but we have to, like, work with what we got. Again, this is just one step amongst many that you should be taking to make a world a better place. Alright, so then we have else, and then we're going to do basically the same thing, but it's going to be global position, I think. Global position. Seems to know what that means. That's good. And then initial pause. Set ease between. There's a lot of privilege in being able to say, I don't care what happens. This is Godot, yes. Godot recently did an update to... Oh. Do you want this here? Are these a thing? Oh, no, you want it after the else, don't you? Alright, so if it's draggable, and you clicked, and... We're not dragging... Okay, I think it's good. We're making a game. Godot on the forums, the Reddit forums, they put up a thing saying you cannot post anything that was made with AI that you did not source the model back yourself. Basically, you can use AI shit if you actually make the model that the thing is trained on. Let's see if I got downvoted horrendously for saying that. Does this policy extend to AI-generated code? It would be a bit hypocritical to... Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, it should. I don't know how you would detect that from a screenshot, though. But yeah, a lot of people are very upset. No, yeah, I'm not very far in this. I would like... my first game I made was in RenP, because it's Python but stupid, and Python but stupid is fine for me. Like, that's definitely where my skill level was at that point, and it's still at that point. I got -8 upvotes. Jesus, why am I being downvoted? All right, common sense. I was just like, that's a common sense thing. If you can't source where your model comes from, then it's fine. But they didn't like it. They didn't like that I was saying this is a good rule. Because, like, yeah, the rule they instituted, it's an AI thing. 9. Copyright and AI-generated content. For legal reasons, you may only post content that you are a right holder of. This means you are required to credit assets according to the licenses you acquire them under. Some licenses permit sharing content without listing your sources. Others do not. In particular, this means that AI-generated content needs to be verifiably stemmed from a model which is trained only on data submitted with the original creator's consent. If you cannot prove this to be the case on request, we will remove your post. Yeah, like, the issue isn't AI generated stuff. It's always the model for me. It's always been, how are you training the AI? You know, if everyone consented to have their shit trained on it. And my response to that, right, was, let me see if I can find it. Seems like common sense. If you want to use AI, source the model or make the model yourself. AI isn't bad, just the sourcing on how it knows things. This is where the copyright infringement comes from. Whoever wrote this rule actually looked into this subject, and I appreciate it. I guess it's because I said AI isn't bad. People do have a certain level of brain rot when it comes to AI.
Then we can simply set the object position to our mouse position. But when you do that, you will see I'm able to drag the object, but while grabbing it, it is snapped to the cursor. But I want the object to maintain its position relative to cursor. So that's why we have to create one more variable, offset. And in the is action just pressed, we can store the offset by subtracting our position from mouse position. Also,
okay. Var offset vector. Run a 3-minute ad so I can go and get some gingers for my stomach. People, what are people getting? Oh God, what the hell? I think it's running 3 ads at once. What's wrong with your stomach? I drank too much caffeine. Just feels a little upset as a result. Don't be dumb like me. It says 3 minutes, but also 1 minute and 1 minute 30. So I think it's running 6 minutes of ads. Enjoy it. It's all running at once though. All right, I am back. Still have another minute of ads. If I hear this Winona ERP, oh yeah. No, the one that I have right now is that fucking Maps by the Yeahs, and it's just a chorus, and it's like the worst fucking song. Like, why did we bring it back? I don't understand. We also have this really weird ad, which has this guy, and it's like definitely not an actor. It's a great song. What is wrong with you? I legitimately do not understand why anyone would choose to sing that song. Maps. M-A-P-S by... Yeah. Look it up. The girl cannot carry a tune if she had a fucking bucket. It is some of the worst singing I've heard in years. Like, and the fact that it happened like 10 years ago, okay, cool, whatever. I'm curious, what do you make about the argument that legislation attempting to protect small artists from AI scraping by strengthening copyright laws will only embolden large companies to protecting their copyright via DMCA and pirate crackdowns to hurt small artists in the long run? I think that we can't legislate our way out of this situation because it would require, yeah, like you said, strengthening copyright law. I don't know what the correct solution to this is because really the issue isn't the system itself, it's how the system actually runs. And basically, just if you have enough money, you can win a court case. And or just force one to happen and make it so you can't fight it. So you should add a bar on stream for workout progress to gamify it. So I would say, like, copyright stuff is not going to be the thing that we can legislate our way around. And I don't know if I even really agree with the idea of copyright. Like, I like the idea that ideas can be shared freely, but I also like that I would like some sort of respect for having come up with an idea. And that may just be a very American concept, but, like, I want credit for the work that I did there. Usually people saying that are arguing for the abolishment of all copyright and plagiarism laws. See, that's a problem as well. I don't know as if I agree with that, because that's going to involve Disney and so stealing shit from artists all of the fucking time. And I don't think that artists and small creators could use... I don't know. Yeah, Disney and so already do that. I'm like, yeah, actually thinking about it, like, what does that even do? All right, so anyway, back to the code for a minute. If draggable and you click, if input action is pressed, click offset equals get There's that video about how Minecraft is stealing Skyblock creator's map. Yeah. And my bet is that is a situation where it's like, sort of like the, Rev, if a small artist hasn't copyrighted something, yeah, and there are ways of proving that you had, you know, you were the one who came up with it, but fighting that legal battle against Disney is a losing one. Maybe the answer is the abolishment of copyright. But then what happens when we're trying to respect... I mean, yeah, I guess functionally right now, copyright does not do what I want it to be doing, but in my head, it still does. So it's like, I want something that's like copyright, but actually works the way I think that it means. What is respect in this way? Payment, or just... I think that the main thing that I want for respect for someone coming up with an idea is just for people to recognize who made it first. Like, this is the official original source of this idea. And that could be a thing forever, you know? And that way you can go and find the official, like, original thing. Because if you like that and you don't want, like, a knockoff of it, you want to go find that person specifically and build them up because they're a credit to the community by the ideas that they come up with. And you can go give them a thing, money, gift, whatever is your thing. It would allow people who come up with ideas and, you know, use ideas in a functional way to actually do stuff. I don't know what that is. You know? GPL v3? I don't know what that is. This is a solved problem in the open source software. I would imagine that this is probably something that already exists. Knowing how GNU 3.0, all right. Copyleft license for software and other kinds of work. The licenses for this software and practical work designed to take... For most software and other practical works is designed to take away your freedom to share and change the works. By contrast, you can do whatever the fuck you want. We, the Free Software Foundation, when we speak of free software, we're referring to freedom, not price, sure. To protect your rights, we need to prevent others from denying you these rights or asking you to surrender your rights. Therefore, you have certain responsibilities if you distribute copies of this software. If you modify it, responsibilities to respect the freedoms of others. For example, if you distribute copies of such a program, whether gratis or for a fee, you must pass on the recipient's same freedoms that you received. You must make sure that they too receive or can get the source code. I must show the terms that, okay, so if you, anything made with this, you can't change it later. That does sound right. Because I would like to know forever that, like, Tove, God, what's her last name? Tove Jansson? Probably should have picked someone with a more pronounceable name. Anyway, she's the person who made Moomin. I can draw Moomin. I bought a shirt from Punk with a Camera that has Moomin on it. Yeah, maybe I need to look at some of these weird hippy-dippy software licenses, because something like that is probably what actually I'm talking about. Someone has probably already thought this through all the way. Oh, I like my hippy-dippy shit. Copyleft? Yeah. I need to look into that some. See if maybe that's what I want. Because I think that's what I'm describing, but I do feel like I'm probably too ignorant in this position to actually have like a full take on it. As far as what the solution for copyright stuff is. Right now I advocate for copyright just because I don't. It's just funny. Copyleft is like not new, right? Yeah, no, this one appears to be from 2007. Weirdly enough, it is copyrighted by the Free Software Foundation. I know the dev of Core Observer is trying to license Cobb in a way that was permissive of fan art, but still retain their own work under copyright, but they're still having... I mean, like, it seems like that copyright doesn't work for small creators anyway, so it's kind of like, does it even exist? Like, a system isn't what it says it does, it's what it does. It doesn't matter what copyright says it do.
So this is where we set the is draggable to true, which we have created.
Wait. Input is action press, just pressed. Oh, this is a different one. Okay, hold on. Just pressed. Click. Offset the thing. Global dragging is true. Game dot is underscore dragging equals true. Okay, yeah. I like petty copyright where everyone, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing like stringent copyright to flip the script on shit. Be like, this is a free software that everyone can use, but if your company did not pay taxes last year because of tax write-offs or whatever, then it costs $10 billion per copy. Fuck you. And just put it in the license agreement real far down in the script. And then if I find out that they use it, I mean, I would have to make something that's usable by big tech people, and who the fuck would want that? I don't make that. I really do want to make a neural net that mimics how people interact with a city, to be able to come up with better city planning than what exists right now. Imagine if seatbelts were restricted to a single manufacturer and everybody else could use it. Well, they'd probably make it so it was very expensive to have, and then you'd have to have constant updates. Especially if it's something that saves your life. Any diabetics in chat want to tell us how that is? Like, functionally, it's very similar.
In the autoload script. Now, after getting the offset, we can simply subtract it from our mouse position, and after doing that, you will notice
Pray for me. Parse error. Initial position not declared in scope. What is this? Yeah, I think that making a patent free for everyone to use, you can update it but you can't copyright it, that would be wonderful. Like, I would fucking do some research on some, like, medicine and shit if I had any idea of what I was doing. But, yeah. Alright, so initial position is not defined. Where are you getting the idea of initial position, my dude?
So moving on, we will now create an object that we can drag. We will use Node2D as a root, which contains a sprite, an area 2D, and a collision shape. The area 2D will help us to detect when the mouse interacts with the object and when we entered any droppable area. So that's why we will attach both mouse entered and body entered signal to our script. In our
Mouse entered and body entered. So I think the body entered and body exited needs to be... That needs to be closed first off. Signals. Body entered. I knew I was doing that wrong. I think this needs an area 2D or something. Get it so big. You probably want to save initial position on initial click. Yeah, that's basically what needs to happen. What you got going on over there, baby girl? Yeah. Is that real? Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. Right, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then what? Well, let me explain something to you, baby girl. I'm gonna pick you up. Yeah. I'm gonna pick you up and then I'm gonna cuddle you. And then you're gonna purr. And then I'm gonna let you go. Or you'll jump out of my lap. And as soon as I do that, you're gonna start complaining that you wish you were back in my lap again. I know this because we literally did this yesterday. But I'm asking, are we gonna be doing this shit again? Yeah, maybe? Yeah, okay. All right. Babied. All right. Baby. Abby. Yeah, that's a good girl. Card UI, code stuff, node. It actually might be body entered here. Yeah. Yeah. Abby's wanting some more laptop recently. I think that she's been getting into it. Like she's starting to get the idea. Yeah, you don't need to get up. You don't need to get up. You're stuck with me now, kiddo. You're stuck with me. What is this fucking L for? What? Ah. Yeah. There's some big biscuits in you, girl. What you doing with all them? Ow. Ah. Fuck me.
Draggable object script, we will handle everything related to moving.
All right. Area entered area 2D. Ah, that's the wrong one. I see. Body shape entered. No. Oh, baby girl. You're so silly. You're so silly. She's so loud. She's a noisy little kitty. She makes sure you can hear her. No. No, you're getting pets. On area 2D, body entered. Yeah. Sneeze. You would do that because you're a little baby. Oh, wow. What is all this shit? No. All right. We're done petting then. You see what I have to deal with? She's such a baby. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Yeah, you didn't want that, but I'm putting you on blast, kiddo. Everyone knows that you're a little baby now. And then body shape exited. Yeah. Really? I hear you. I hear you, baby girl. And man, it does sound like a lot. Did this not add the text here? Because I don't see where it added the text, if anywhere. Yeah. Oh. Oh, okay, you're fine with that, then. The way I typed it. I don't know why, but okay. You didn't do that with the other one. You're scaring me, program. Why are you acting this way? Venus. Pick. Okay. Connect. There we go. All right, where's Venus? There it is. All right, so this tween thing isn't happy, and it's because it doesn't know where the initial position is. Where are we storing that information, and when does that come up?
We'll start by defining several variables. First one is draggable, to keep track of whether the object can be dragged. This ensures we don't move it when the player is dragging somewhere else. Then we have is inside droppable, which will help us to know if the object is currently inside the droppable area. This body reference variable is to hold a reference of the droppable area when the object enters it. Now first thing first, as soon as our mouse enters inside our object, we will make sure if we are not dragging anything else, then we set the draggable to true, and also for some feedback effect, I am scaling the sprite just a little bit. Similarly, when our mouse leaves the object, we will reset the draggable to false and bring scaling back to normal.
Sure.
And now it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
After that, we will work on the body insert function, which will be triggered when any droppable area enters the object. So after confirming the
Okay,
body
so far
is
so
a
good.
droppable area, we set the is droppable to true. Then we change the color of that body to Rebecca purple with opacity 1. And finally, we will store this body in a body reference variable that we created. Similarly, when the body
ref equals body. Okay. I don't know what that phrase means. Okay. But body underscore ref equals body. That doesn't even look like a word anymore.
has exited, we will reset the is droppable to false and reset the color to medium purple again with opacity 0.7. So with these two functions, our droppable area changes color when we are inside it. And with that done,
You don't have the ref body thing in... It never unsets it, so like, what's the point of that?
The only thing left is to write the process function to handle the drag. So inside it, we first check if draggable is true because we don't want to do unnecessary calculation. After that, we look for
Okay, if draggable is true. Alright. Action is click. You hit the global position. Okay. We have the initial position being typed up here, but he hasn't defined it at any
when
point.
user has pressed the left
Yeah, I know,
mouse button,
Morale.
then we can simply set the object position to our mouse position. But when you do that, you will see I'm able to drag the object, but while grabbing it, it is snapped to the cursor. But I want the object to maintain its position relative to cursor. So that's why we have to create one more variable offset. And in the is action just pressed, we can store the offset by subtracting our position from mouse position. Also, this is where we set the is draggable to true, which we have created in the autoload script. Now, after getting the offset, we can simply subtract it from our mouse position.
I see. If input is action press click, get global position minus offset. The offset here is a vector 2. I don't know what we're... Okay.
And after doing that, you will notice it maintains its position and I can now move it easily. Then comes the final part when we release the mouse button. Now, if we release the mouse button outside the area, the object should return to its original position. Whereas, if we release it inside the droppable area, I want the object to snap to it. So in the is action just released, we first set the is dragging to false. Then for moving the object, I will create a twin. And then if we are inside the droppable area, I want to set the object's position equal to droppable area. So here we want to animate ourselves. We want to change its position property. The final position is going to be the position of the droppable area. And lastly, we want it to complete the animation in 0.2 seconds. I will also set the easing with ease out. Now if we release the mouse button outside the droppable area, we want to return back. And for that, we need to store our initial position. So in order to do that, I will create an initial...
Thank you. There it is. I'm like, I know that we need to set up this variable. I just don't know what he's going to set it to get it to work the way that he... Because, I mean, like, the way that it looks is, like, what I want the game to look like when you drag a card around. And apparently this is also just vector 2, which I think has to do with where things are.
position variable, and when we are pressing the mouse button...
All right, initial position. All right, process. If input is action release, click, offset. Vector 2 is the position on a 2D plane. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so whatever its current position is what its current position is. Which, yeah, I guess so. It's one of those, like, head nodding meme kind of pieces of code. Like, yeah. Initial pause. Okay, did I spell it wrong? Which one's spelled wrong? This one. Alright, there we go.
Button, we will store that current position. And now in the else part, everything is going to be similar as above. Here we just need to replace the body position with our initial position. And that's it. To use this, create an empty scene, add draggable.
Oh my god, I have no... Dude. If you're gonna... Like, if people call me dumb and they mean it, it's usually after I've done something stupid. Load errors. Card UI is in use. Why in God's name would that matter? It's not. All right. Oh, it was still thinking that there was a game running. Okay. Close that. Now you want to save all scenes. All right. If card highlighted. Where are we adding that things are highlighted? We're gonna do some YouTube watching. I feel like I'm like so close to getting this to work that I'm just like, just let it be. Like, let this work, man. Uncomment the 1# spots when you are ready to fix this. Draggable not declared in scope. Oh, yeah, no, we got rid of that here. Huh. Local variable cur card is shadowing an already declared variable. Cur card is declared, so every time I click, it says cur card is... Wait, does it go through the whole... Wait, no. Get drag data condition P control is inside tree is true. I have no idea what that means. All right, so you know what? We're just gonna save here because we're past time to switch. I don't know what's wrong. Commit? Yeah, we should probably commit. Doesn't crash, but doesn't work. Dragging script seems to be missing for some reason. Debugger, are you still getting rando code problems? Huh. Yeah. I'm not sure what's up with that right now. Card container animations, get drag data, condition. Can you take me to that? Like, what is that? Wait. Well, it doesn't come up with stupid errors anymore. Card area script, no not found, card UI relative to card root play area. What? All right, well, anyway, we're going to save all scenes and close this, and then I'm going to flick the switch for people on After Hours. So if you're watching on YouTube, get ready for that flick, because that's about to happen, and then we're going to just watch YouTube shit, because I am very far behind on stuff to watch. And there's, like, Halloween's happening soon, and I don't want to watch all the Halloween stuff post-Halloween, right? Let's get some creepy watching in. Flicking the switch in 3, 2, 1, boop. I'm gonna go ahead